Rocheletor here, and also happy Veterans Day to the veterans out there. It's a good day to wish anybody you know who is a veteran a happy Veterans Day. I have a relative who has their birthday 5 days after Veterans Day, but if I call them on their birthday, I usually get, "How come you didn't call me on Veterans Days?" Because it's a very special day. It's a very good day for veterans who have previously served in the armed forces, and it's a good deed, good service. So here we are today, and we are going to fuse Gretel. And if, I think my last video should be my last video. I was not planning on fusing Gretel because she's not very good unless you have Hansel. And then Hansel's going to be in, as you can see, there was a terrible choice of Plarium to put Gretel in a 2x event for epics and legendaries. You might think that's okay. And there's a 10x chance to get them. Okay, that sounds pretty good. But there with primal shards. Why not just do that with ancient shards? Like, why primal? It's and I didn't do it because I want to save my primal shards to get mythicals. I have just gotten 10, so I can do a 10 pull and maybe get a primal at some point. But obviously not this past weekend. And I just seen him in. He's coming up on the Prism Shard event. There's a 2% chance to get him. So it's usually like the champions that are like the faction leaders go into that 2%. But just because he's the fusion, it's just like how greedy could you be? Just put him in the with the legendaries that are 4%. I mean, why are you gonna put him in the 2%? Like, come on. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing. So I'm still getting Gretel. It was very easy. Some 2 cents on that is if you had an instance, what happened is I went to the fusion and I got the epic. So I again, if you go into fusion for Gretel, you have to you had to complete 16 events throughout like 2 weeks to pull rares. And then they formed the epic. So I was doing an ancient 2x ancient pull the weekend before last, and first time this ever happened, I pulled the what is her name? Might as well get her name. I pulled. Should be able to take. Maybe not. Oh no. Thought I could get the info here, but actually, yeah, I am going to fuse Gretel, but. Yeah, we'll just go in here. Here we go. It is Signy of High Shield. So Signy of High Shield, I pulled her, which allowed me to skip 4 events. And basically it was, I guess, a little bit grindy still, but not half as bad as it would have been. And I skipped. Initially I was thinking when I first saw this, I'm just gonna skip all the dungeon divers and maybe one artifact enhancement. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, I should skip the summon rush, because the summon rush, I don't have to pull all my shards, and it's no 2x event. And you saw what happened. Usually that's what happens in the fusion. There's one weekend where you have a 2x event, and then there's another weekend where you don't have anything except for like 10x chance, or like to get somebody, but there's no actual chance to pull the actual like rarity. So but they did actually do that for primals, but it's still terrible how that went about. But anyway, so I skipped that completely. So I was happy I was able to skip that, because that was a terrible event. But I guess I was thinking artifact enhancement. I was gonna do all the hard effect enhancements and just skip 3 dungeon divers, but I forgot there's also 3 artifact enhancements. Though the last artifact enhancement, you're doing things that you don't really want to do to like get like to get like to just the upgrade artifacts, you're going in. I've used tips from content creators. I went into the Forge Pass, and I did this where I just created like 3-star on Fatal or any like a set you don't like. So a little bit extra thing I have been doing in Doom Tower when I'm like kind of at the top. And besides, for me, Rotation 3 is the only place I want to actually farm artifacts at this point. But if you are farming, you could still split it up. But go to the lowest Magma Dragon, the very lowest on normal, and he'll give you like, just the materials to fuse the 3/4s majority. And that way you're kind of like, you're getting a ton of material just for the 3/4s. Because if you fuse too high, if you grind too high on the Doom Tower, you're gonna get like 4, 5, 5, 6. You might not get enough for actually those lower materials. It's kind of weird, but so I'd stock up on that, and then I'd I'll build 10 and then sell the artifacts right away, as other content creators have mentioned. Also, farming Spider, selling the artifacts, the accessories versus the artifacts is one that I usually do too. And then just do a campaign farm and stuff like that. Try to, like when I'm upgrading champions, try to grind the campaign for silver versus using the brews. So anyway, that is basically the best ways to go about that. But besides that, even with that, like the third artifact enhancement, not really. It's too much. So it's actually not bad to just do 1 dungeon divers, and that's still the absolute worst. So like I usually have to dig in the gems, or like just use a ton of energy. You know how that is. You got to be tons of energy. Even doing the event for a dungeon alongside of it, you're gonna finish that dungeon, and you're still gonna have like almost like half your dungeon divers to do. So that I usually do Spider. Spider for me is what I do, and I'll just keep going and do that. So anyway, so that basically I skipped 1 dungeon diver. One dungeon diver. I did 1 dungeon. I skipped 2 dungeon divers, 1 artifact enhancement, and the summon rush. And I think that was the best decision to overall to do it. So did I have any other advice? I think that was it. I was pretty much I wanted to give some 2 cents on fusion tips a little bit. But here we go. Oh, and then I was gonna give another reason that for me. I only have 2 sacred. I have 1 at Sacred Order, Wixwell. So if there's some kind of event where you only need Sacred Order or something like that, that could help. Also, Faction Guardians. Oh my God. Well, I need Faction Guardians anyway in the Sacred Order, but I think she would be a candidate to, unless I got Gretel, to unbind. So I could just, if I got a duplicate of her, I'd use her for some unbinding points to get the unbinding champions. And I think a lot of people forget about this. It's kind of down the road because you're supposed to have your Faction Guardians in probably in power, maybe like a power 11. I guess you could decide between the 2. I'm forgetting how to get into this. In the info, I know Sir Nicholas is one of these, and Molly Tankard is one of them. When you do this, oh yeah. So, no. Oh, where is it? Info. Is it really an info? You have to see the. That's a bit. They should have a little bit more reference to who these chips. If you have to really go into the info and then scroll through all this to find out about unbinding. But basically, there should be a link of when you do the token trader. She's got a picture here, but no, there's got to be a way. Oh no, you know why? It's down here. There we go. So this is part of unbinding. Once you unbind, you get these purple token gemmy things. See what they're called there. See what they're called up here. But anyway, yeah, you could get. I think there's some new ones that are added. Actually, I don't think. I think there were 6 before. It looks like they added this champion, Lanakis, maybe, and Nobel. It might be better, I don't know. But we got Manaya, sorry. Tomb Lord is decent. Folly, I'm not sure. Fushan's okay. I think he's kind of power crept, but he might be alright. But Sir Nicholas is still, I heard, is still pretty meta. And Molly tankard, so probably better than Gretel, a lot of these. So just ideas that what you could do if you have a... I'm going to be vaulting her, though, I think. It stinks because it's the Halloween chip, and I was so excited. I'm going to get the Halloween chip. And then it was like, oh, really? You're going to do this? But here we go. So, fusion. Let's go. Here we go. So we got... There we go. This is the other thing, like, this is a pain right at the end. Don't ever try to do the fusion at the last minute, because you might be low on silver. It could, I don't know, it could hold you up. So here we go. Welcome to Teen Rocheletor, Gretel. Uh-oh. Oh, Gretel, I will keep that in mind, but I think we do have to consider... Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. This Plarium. I gotta blame Plarium for this, you know? I might need Gretel, though. I might need Gretel. Okay. Well, anyway, I better get out of here before I get shot. Yes. So, there you go. Gretel, probably in the vault, unless she appears out of nowhere and comes out of the phone and tries to shoot me with that crossbow. I might have to vault her still. Yeah, so anyway, that's, I think, it for now. Hail to the summoner Rocheletor. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.